Hello, there we go. Hello, SolarLune here. How's everything going today, everybody? In chat, hopefully everyone's doing well. Things are a little different. As you can see, I am now maybe taking up a little bit too much room in the corner, but yeah, I have a little bit of a different angle. It's using the new camera. The camera I got a while ago. I finally, well, it's not new then, if I got it a while ago, but I'm starting to use it. So hello, everybody. Hello. How's everyone doing today? For those who are unaware of who I am, I'm basically a nobody, but I'm an independent game developer who is in the process of making his own 3D renderer. It is basically a hybrid renderer. It does the vertex transformation and everything on software, but on hardware rather, or on the CPU, but it uses the GPU to actually render the triangles. So it's somewhere in between a traditional software renderer and a traditional hardware renderer that uses like OpenGL and things like that. But the upside is that it works, I guess. There was an issue where for like Intel GPUs, like for kind of laptops, like tablets, like kind of older or weaker, well, just laptops that use like integrated Intel GPUs, the rendering was kind of like noisy, and somebody contributed basically a not a solution, but what is that? Why is this on Twitter? I have no idea why that icon is for Twitter. Yeah, there was an issue, which you can see here. And I can see it on my machine, on my laptop, my little kind of weak laptop, but also this guy was able to see it on his laptop where it's noisy like that, like this. And as it turns out, this was basically because my shaders were not returning a color all the time. And so by fixing that, it resolved the issue. So thank you very much to that person. Let me go back so I can actually give him a shout out. Thanks a lot, Adam RT, for the assistance. It was very useful. And now we got that fixed. So that's cool. Hello everybody in chat. I'm 5 minutes late. That's outrageous. Sorry about that, Lucretius. Tonko Reactions. Hey, what's up? Purple Alpaca Coding. Hello. Sweet Q says, hello, I watched your last stream replay and was super impressed. Got to looking around the GitHub. I like the look of the API. Thank you. API is still kind of like wonky, but it needs to, it's okay, but it definitely could use some improvement. I'm basically trying to like make a game with Tetra3D so I can kind of like bug fix, optimize, and also kind of get to the bottom of how the API should kind of work. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing today, and we'll see how things go. It's gonna be fun. Let me get some music before I forget. We will go with maybe this. Hopefully this is not too quiet. I think it's better to kind of like err on the side of caution and be a little more quiet when it comes to the background music, so that it's not too overbearing. So it's hopefully not too bad. But if it's too quiet, let me know. If it's too loud, please feel free to let me know as well. Purple Alpaca Coding says, your camera is amazing now. Thank you. Yeah, well, I didn't make it, so I can't really say thank you. I didn't make the camera. But yeah, it's a little interesting because it's basically is it a DSLR? Like a kind of a, it's a camera. it's a camera. It'd be doing camera stuff. But the like it's a camera, it's a DSLR like digital camera, but it is like hooked up via an HDMI cable going into a cam link, so that I can actually like have my video feed here. So it's a little unusual for me, but I think that's pretty standard, like streamer tech, I guess. It's a camera? What? Yeah, it's a camera. it's a camera. It's a little weird, but yeah, we'll see how it kind of looks post stream, I guess, when I can kind of take a closer look. I mean, it looks fine. I guess it's fine. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything works out with that. So this is the current state of the game. It's taking like 1 to 2 milliseconds to render, which is not bad. Yeah, pretty consistently. A little bit of that is lighting, which is also not bad. It's not that much. It's just averaging like half a millisecond for lighting, which is good. That's fine. That's perfectly usable. This isn't counting the time it takes to actually run logic. Unfortunately, there's not really a way for me to do that, to like count that in this debug area without, like, I can do it on my own. I can add text, somewhere else that kind of shows what the logic time is, but it would be nice if I could kind of like roll that into Tetra where it could tell, but it can't. If I were to do that, it would basically mean that I was making a game engine, which is not really what I want. I want to maybe, or I want to primarily focus this kind of like a rendering framework where you can use it to render 3D stuff and check for collisions, but it's not really going to be like a lot of helper data structures and things to be like, okay, here's how objects are executed. Here's an update function. Here's a render function. I don't really want to push that hard. If possible, I don't know. It feels unnecessary. So far, this is looking pretty good though. So let's do that. Let's kind of know. Well, before that, let's commit our changes. We'll commit what we have. Lottie says new angle, holy moly, clean. Thank you. Yes, it's a little bit unusual. I'm using a new camera, or it's not really a new camera. It's just a camera. It's a camera I've had for like a year. I was going to kind of use it for streaming and then just like kind of fell off on that idea. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's nice and crisp, I think. I'm probably going to move myself to the bottom right corner actually, because this is covering this area of the screen. So yeah, let's do that. Also, this is probably too small. There we go. Let's push this over here. Something like that should be fine, I think. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. So yeah, Don't Mind Me says Tetra, or Solar, how good is the performance of Tetra on low-end CPU GPUs? Well, that's a good question. It isn't very good. It's okay. It's okay, but it definitely could be optimized. I think that there's optimizations I can do, but I think it's pretty good to get this result. I think I need to do a test with my laptop, because my laptop is not a good laptop. It's not fast, or there's no GPU. It's just an integrated CPU. It is a Acer Aspire Switch V10, I think. So it's not very. It's the specs on that are pretty poor. I don't even know if I could find the unit I have, because it's I've had it for a few years, probably like since 2020, 2019, and then on top of that, it was like 4 years old. So it's, yeah, March 2017 it came out, or here's a review for it. I think this is it. I think I got it for like a couple $100. It's, yeah, something like this. Can we not get ads? So it's something like this. Yeah, 4 gigabytes of RAM. I think that's about right. I think yeah, 64 gigabytes of memory, something like that. It's not very fast. This is a fairly poor CPU, 4 cores between 1.4 and 1.9 gigahertz. So it's not very fast. So if I can optimize for that, it should be pretty solid. Overall, it gets about 15 FPS, I think, on the stress test, which is, let's open a new window. Over here in Tetra, if we go to, can I get a terminal? Thank you. If we go to stress, we get, here we go. We get about 40 FPS here. On my laptop, it gets like 12 or 15, like between 10 and 15, I think, which is not actually that bad considering how poor how poor it is. So like you would probably be able to handle like 3,000 triangles on that kind of machine. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad, yeah. So yeah, I still have a ways to go in terms of optimization, but I think it's getting there. I think it's getting there, and I think that once we optimize, it should be pretty solid. So even in its current state, I would say Tetra is okay for like low-end GPUs and CPUs if you're doing like fairly low poly stuff. Like if you're doing, 3,000 triangle scenes, you could probably get by with 60 FPS, which is not bad. That's usable. But that's only drawing. You still have to actually make the game. But so that if we could get that down to maybe 60 FPS at like 6,000 triangles or 9,000 triangles, that would be enough to, I feel like, enough slack to kind of let people make stuff more like easily. So it definitely needs optimization, but I feel like it's so far made optimization. Like this is definitely better. All right, so we're hitting sub 1 millisecond for timing, which is good. We're gonna kind of do this the right way. We're gonna put this before we commit. We're gonna put the timing into the scene. We don't have to actually have to do any. Oh, we do. Yeah. Debug logic time.duration. Okay, and then we need to actually draw text. I'm just going to copy this code. We don't actually need to change the color, I don't think. White should be fine. We'll need to move it actually, so that's fine. Scale can be 1, so we'll just say like give me text draw with options actually. You know what? Give me global screen minus like 64. 0's fine. Scale, we're not gonna scale it. We just need to draw logic. I guess we can actually draw it here and just move it down enough. So we'll just move it down like 96. Logic F, that's fine. And we want to hit scene. Wait a second. Microseconds into text string. It's already string ft. It is a string. Okay. All right. So something like that should kind of get us there. Lucretia says, "I like the amount of space you take up on screen." Great. Thank you. I kind of feel like I like there's an icon on my channel and it's directly like underneath, or I'm directly underneath the icon. I don't like that. So let me find another location. I think my general size is pretty good. Maybe a little smaller. I don't like to take up a lot of room on my stream. I guess this is fine where it was before. Maybe just a little bit smaller. Yeah, so you can kind of see a little bit more. Like you don't really need to see the bottom like area here, because this is like just commit stuff or the file system. So it's fine if I'm not there, or if I'm over there rather, over that area. Yeah, something like that is probably fine. I don't need to be very big. All right, so yeah, okay, so we just need to move this down a little bit. So we will do that. We will move it down another like 16, 24, something like that. Okay, so this is good. So we're taking up, yeah, a little bit here. I'm going to average this out. I suppose that's probably fine. And we're just gonna say how do I do it with this actually? How do I do it with okay, so we have another tick. Okay. Got it. All right, so scene dot time logic tick is time dot now. Debug logic is time dot since scene dot tick. And then we say if scene dot logic tick time dot since scene dot logic tick. How do I do this? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Why am I trying to remember? How do I do it? How did I do it? So if tick time is 0 or time since tick time. Okay, so that's I see. Okay. Is 0 or time dot since in logic tick greater than or equal to time dot millisecond times 100 tick equals now logic. I'm just gonna copy this. Oh, okay. The average logic equals time dot logic. Logic. No. I guess this is, now that I think about it, not a great way to do it, but yeah, actually I probably do need to rework how this works. This isn't the average. This is sampling periodically, but spikes will be spikes and dips will be dips. So this isn't great, but this is fine, I think, for now. If time dot since, all right, I guess actually that's fine. So logic debug logic time equals time dot since t equals this. Logic tick, okay, average logic time. All right, so then we go over here, right around here, we want to use average logic time. Okay, so lots of running around, but at the end of the day, this is better. Okay, so now again, it's still it's not average. We need to average probably, but for all this data, but this is fine. So we're taking basically a millisecond in logic. We have a millisecond or 2 in rendering. So we still have like 14 milliseconds remaining, 13 milliseconds remaining, which is not bad. That's pretty good. All right. So what we'll do next, we'll keep making some stuff. We're missing like elements of this game world. We need like we need objects. I guess something we'd like to do is the ability, or like to have, is the ability to move from map to map. So you can go, for example, through this doorway and it like transfer you to another location. Same thing for over here. Same thing for the front door. So let's do that. Let's actually make the exterior, because I feel like that would be a cool kind of area to start off with, kind of an outdoor area. So we will do that by pulling up Blender and heading over to our maps. Now this is going to be a little small. Let me see if they have a GUI scaling here in Blender. I imagine they must. Surely, yeah. Give me like a 1.5. Yeah, that's good. Bonk. Aaron Soar says, "Hey Solar, I was wondering for how long have you been coding? You just do some impressive stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I've been coding for, this will be mentioned. I've been coding for outdoors. Oh, house. There we go. There we go. I've been coding for quite a while, maybe around, maybe like 10 years. No, 20 years. I've been coding since I was a kid, since I was like 6 or 7 years old. Not, maybe like 10 actually. But I wouldn't even call that coding because it's like, I was working with like RPG Maker 95 or 2000 to like make games, and it was I didn't never finished anything. I didn't even get very far in anything, and yeah, like I didn't really make anything. I never really made or finished anything. But I've been coding since around then, since around 10, probably seriously in the past maybe 10 years, so not very long. But again, not seriously. Like seriously when I was like more seriously when around 10 years ago, but not like to the point where I'm coding now, where I'm like exercising control over my efforts. Yeah, let's move to a different song. This is a good one. Lucretia says, Solar, how old were you when you went on Blender Artist, and how old are you now? When I went on Blender Artist, when I was using the Blender game engine, that must have been like 11 or 12 years ago, so maybe like 18, 19. I'm around 30, you know, 30 years old. But yeah, it's been a long time, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's a lot of fun to make games. I don't think I would ever, or just like program in general, I don't think I would ever do anything else. Like in terms of like my career of choice. Like this is definitely what I like to do. Rashad Z says, yo, hello, welcome to the stream. Here we go. I need, where's the tile set? There it is. Give me some grass. We'll just go with, you know what? I want a different, this is it. Okay. Yeah, give me like a nice dark bluish grass. That's fine. I was on Blender Artist when I was 13, so it makes sense. I'm 26 now. Yeah, it's time, man. Carl Otto says, hello, welcome to the stream. I actually want kind of a darker grass. Well, that's fine, I guess. This is fine. We'll just go with this. Okay, so we'll just go with something pretty basic like this. Does this even make sense? Nah, let's go with just colors for now. Let's go with just flat colors. I need to kind of determine how this is even gonna look. So we're gonna add a sun lamp, I guess. That's fine. Can we get a world? That's fine. Let me see something. Let's export this GLTF real quick. I want to see if a map like this, name scene. Oh, it's a GLB. I was wondering what's going on there. GLTF. There we go. And let's also remove that asset. There we go. So yeah, I'm wondering if when we export a GLTF, does it export anything about the world? It does not seem to. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make, it doesn't seem like it does. Yeah. We're going to make, we're going to do this a couple of different ways. So what I'd like to do is basically add a kind of ambient light to kind of color things once we get into the game. So we'll probably do that with just an object. We'll have an object that is, that has a custom property of a color. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Float array, integer array, yeah, string, Python. Okay. Yeah, we'll just go with a float array. Once we get there. Okay. Rashad Z says, are we making 3D tile sets? Yeah, basically. Carl says, you are definitely multi-talented. You can draw, compose music, and code better than I can. I don't know about that, man. I have a ways to go. I would love to make a game someday. I've been messing with Ebiton a bit. Ebiton's great. Yeah, keep going, man. It's a great library. I didn't know you could do that. That's cool. So you can, or is it just for scale? Oh, you can, I see what it's doing now. So you can be like, oh, I want to move like 10 on the X and then like 2 on the Y. Oh, that's cool. Okay, very nice. All right, so yeah, let's get going. Let's get going. So yeah, we're gonna be building a 3D object using tiles, more or less. We're gonna be kind of modeling here. We will use this for grass. We will use just this, I guess, for the wall. Let's go for like let's go for gray. Actually, let's get some brutalist architecture. Let's get some reference images here. Oh, whoa, yeah. Like, this is clearly Photoshop. Clearly Photoshop. But yeah, interesting. Should it be an apartment building? I guess it could be. So, but I kind of like this shape. These like focus on shapes and kind of unpainted pylons and stuff. So let's see if we can go for kind of a similar feel. It also helps that it's very blocky, which works well with tiles. So yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go with something like this. There we go. All right. This is getting there. It's not very detailed, but that's fine. Nothing is really detailed so far. All right, so that's solid. Yeah. All right, so let's go with that for a start. we will go ahead and give ourselves the material tile set. Unwrap it. Can we get a UV? Can we get a vertex paint? Thank you. Can we snap it to pixels, please? Thank you. Oh, I have to export it. There we go. Zyodic says, hello, how's progress today? Progress is going well. So far, we're basically working on the exterior of the house. Can we snap this, please? May we snap it? There we go. Yeah, we're working on the exterior of the house, which is going to be kind of a brutalist kind of thing. We want a street, so let's do that. I feel like I'm gonna run out of space here, so let's make the, well, we don't have to do that yet. Let's just leave it alone. We don't need more space just yet. I like different colors for streets. I don't know why, but I like kind of like a dark blue for the street. This would be the gutter, so let's go with maybe like that. And then give me like a, oh wait, I can do where's the thing that messes up stuff? The tool that messes up colors. Is this one, jumble? Yeah, okay. There we go. I've seen some that are reddish, usually because it's cheaper to use local granite that was also red. Interesting. Very interesting. What if we got a little artistic? What if we got a little creative? And then give me like a nice yeah, that's good. All right. So that kind of gives us what we need here. So this, we will go like that. All right, so it looks a little noisy. Let's kind of cut it down a little bit. And we can also use maybe a different color. We could use something a little bit. Something like that. There we go. A little bit better. We'll move this down, move this here, move this over. There we go. All right, so there's your street. we will need sidewalks. So let's do that. We could use maybe a little bit of a darker tan color for this. I guess we could be a little creative with the design here. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there. Oh, we can do something a little bit interesting with the corners. Let's replace this color with maybe something a little bit more interesting. Yeah. Nah, it's a little. Nah, no. Needs to be more of a red. Can't be that bright though. No. No. We could kind of get down a little bit with maybe something a little bit more like that into maybe kind of like a little bit of a darker feel. And this could maybe just be like a dark purple. That's, I think, yeah, that's good. All right. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Let's finish this up. All right, there we go. Maybe, yeah, make these a little bit more visually interesting. Something like that. All right, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I feel like we can maybe like push this a little bit. Do we have anything in between these two colors? Any kind of like interim color? Something that would kind of. I don't think we do. I think we'll have to either make it or just suffer. There's nothing like in between these two colors, unfortunately. Well, let's see how this is first. Let's see how this looks. We might not even like it. I actually like that. I actually like that a lot. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Maybe we could do something like this. Because then that gives us the ability to rotate this. Gives us a path. I feel like the path is too like direct though. What if we alternate? We could alternate. I like this. I like this. Yeah, I feel like we need like interim colors. We need something in between these two. So let's do that. We're just gonna go this one, just like bonk over here. Just give me something a little bit brighter, a little bit darker, something like that. Just something to help us kind of anti-alias this a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. We don't need a lot. We don't need a ridiculous amount. We just need something a little bit softer. And then we can use that here on these corner pieces. Add some basic lighting, basic shading. Something like that. And all of a sudden, buddy, you got a stew going. Now, I might not actually use this for the sidewalk. I'm thinking that I might use this instead for the area in the fence, closer to the actual building. I feel like this is a little yeah, this is definitely, it's definitely getting there. This is what we want to use here. There we go. Just not, we don't want to be so aggressive with it. Just, you know, you got a brutalist house, you don't need a brutalist texture. There we go. You can see the difference already. All right. We can rotate this that it's consistent. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that it needs to not be can we just like, there we go. Yeah, it needs to be just a little bit not so, well, I mean, it's fine actually. It just needs to, we need a sidewalk. This is not, it's too nice. That can go there, but yeah, but these could be sidewalk textures. Any plans on continuing Iquia? Says Exiotic. Not immediately, but honestly, this is basically Iquia. Like, if I'm going to be honest, the gameplay is going to be kind of similar in that you adventure around, you talk to people / interact with objects, pick up inventory. It's kind of got a similar mood. It's Iquia. It's kind of like Iquia, just it's not 2D. That's like it. But in terms of Iquia itself, I do want to go back to it, but just not immediately. It's been fun to kind of like get back to making games myself with Go. Godot's nice, but I don't know. I feel like it's I want to kind of, I think I want to make games using like frameworks and stuff like that. I want to do it myself. I don't want to rely so heavily on engines. Maybe eventually I'll be like, I need an engine, but for now I don't feel like I do. For now. Is this the same? It is not. Okay, so it's darker. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up going back to Iquia in Godot, or if I end up just like making it from scratch in Go somehow, which I might very well do. That's good. I think it's a little blocky, but I like the difference. Let's see if we can, yeah, maybe do something a little bit more interesting. Noah says, got today's Wordle word. Really? Congratulations. Congratulations. I recorded my video for Wordle, and it's going up, basically. I didn't want to release it while people were watching me stream, so I scheduled it for later on today. But yeah, I played Wordle on video, and you'll see that after the stream. I can't say what happened. I cannot say what happened. But you'll see. So this is pretty good. So now we can do some cool stuff. Now that we can do something with the grass. Surely we can do something with grass. Let's take a look at our greatest inspiration for grass, which is going to be Seiken Densetsu 3, also known as Trials of Mana. Possibly one of the most visually pleasing games. Wait, yeah, possibly one of the most visually pleasing pixel art games on Earth. It really is that good. So let's, yeah, open the image here. All right, so they basically use clusters for grass. Now I'm not sure if I can really do that for a 3D game, but I can give it a shot. And basically use clusters for grass. Very minor, very slight differences in color, not super heavy, and we see the contrast goes up on like the 3D parts of the grass, but the 2D parts are basically just like 2 to 3 colors. It's very, very low contrast. Well, not very, very low contrast, but it's low contrast. So let's see if we can do it. We can close this, yeah. So yeah, we got this. I think I would prefer if it was this, if this was a little bit darker. So let's go for just a tiny bit darker. Not this dark, but like we'll cut the difference somewhere around there. Let's cut the difference again, somewhere around there. There we go. Okay. So let's reverse that. There we go. Just literally, I'm cribbing the general idea from Seeking Densetsu here. And so we're gonna make a few different sprouts. I guess actually that might be the better way to approach it. We'll make a few different sprouts and then just copy them and paste them around a single tile, or a few tiles, and that will be our grass. Okay. So this. Okay. Do we want? I feel like that's a little too aggressive. It's a very aggressive green. I think we want something a little lighter. Maybe we could go dark, and then make this color, and then use this for the light parts. This is, I think, too low contrast. So let's see if we can go a little bit darker. Something like that. We want a little bit of contrast, but not we want some contrast, but not like super green. We don't want like it to be ugly. Okay, so initial observations, it's way too dark. I think the contrast is good, but I think it's too dark. I think it's just too dark. Yeah, so it needs to be this color base. This could definitely be, we can go for this. I feel like this is too green, but we'll see. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll see if we can roll with this. Can we flip that? Thank you. Oops. Didn't mean to drop that far. All right. All right, so this general idea, I think, is fine. I think my implementation of it leaves a lot to be desired, but I think overall this is fine. Yeah, it's not good. that's not good. I think part of it is that Seeking Densetsu's grass is a lot more clumped. Also, I see, if we can zoom in, I see it has these, kind of strands, but then also these kind of like in between points that kind of just fill the grass out. I think that might be what I'm kind of missing here. It's way too sparse. So the strands probably should be bigger. Yeah, the strands probably should be bigger. That's probably what I'm missing. Okay, let's try this again. We'll move this aside. I want to see if I can do. Okay, so there's two things. I want to see if I can do it better again, but also I want to see if I can instead kind of make one good tile, and then just, if it works, then it works. So the strands should be bigger. So let's go for larger strands. Maybe, something a little bit more large and in charge. Yeah, just a smidge more. Also, we can put a... There we go. Put a preview up. Help ourselves out. Is this the bright color? I think it is. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then we're gonna literally just kind of like crib the same idea of grass in between parts. Oh, this is, yeah, this is feeling a lot better. The game's grass is also composed of little arcs. Yeah, that might be what's missing here. That looks better. That does definitely look better. So I think we're on the right track. I think I'm gonna make another tile here. We can also make the grass a little bit longer because this is kind of like overgrown and sad. Try to keep away from the border, but I guess it's fine to do it once in a while. All right, so this is, I think, yeah, this is better. We're just gonna kind of mix and match these. You can also kind of like smush them around a little bit, make whole new tiles out of those pieces. Yeah, it's better, I think. I think it's not great. It's not perfect. Also, we probably could just like do something like this, kind of fool the eye. There we go. I guess that's fine. I guess we don't need to do that. That's fine. That's better. This is definitely better. This is definitely better than this. This is horrible. This is passable. We'll go with passable. Oh yeah, wow, okay. We're pogging. This is actually pretty good. That's pretty good. I think it's maybe aligned incorrectly. Yeah. Can we rotate them 180? Thank you. All right. We're this is good. We can set the street a little bit lower. I guess we can. Yeah. No, not like that. I suppose we can set the street a little lower. Let's see. Can I get a extrusion? May I extrude? There we go. Actually, can we just go? Why is this? Okay, I guess I know why, but like, why is it though? May I project from view? Can we just like make it really small and give it color? Or wait, we can give it this color. How does that not work? Oh, I see. Okay, we want to reset and then like the grass on the right looks sad and pathetic compared to the new grass. It does. I'm very happy with the outcome. I think it looks good. There we go. That looks good. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We're actually modeling. All right, cool. Save. All right. Let's just keep it pushing. We will grab the player thingy-mabob. Hold on. Let me hide this stuff. I'm gonna grab these things. We want to share them. Yeah, link them to. Well, I guess we don't need to link them, huh? We do, don't we? Because the camera needs to. The camera's gonna follow the player. Okay, so yeah, we don't need to. We can just link them to the other one, but this can be a duplicate. Okay, player, got it. We will. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna duplicate. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna link this to house front. We're gonna go to house front. We're gonna duplicate this, and then erase the link. So this basically is just the same as the original. It just has the name player.001. You can copy and paste it between blenders or scenes. Yeah, well, the name, that's what I was kind of concerned about, is basically if you link it, then they're linked, and it's the same object, just in two different locations. And when you, or two different scenes, and when you move one, you move the other, or you duplicate it, and the name changes. So this is fine. We'll make, the name changing is no problem. We'll say this little terrain. Save. Can we get some collision on this? String. Collision. Save. Triangles. Save. Export. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it will. There we go. Okay, so we can see through it. Oh, the scale is probably massive. I was just making stuff, but we'll see. I think the scale is actually going to be ridiculously big. We'll see when we actually play the game. We need to export this. I nearly forgot. Export GLTF. Yes, please. Thank you. All right. So now let's go to scene or main. We went to init from house front. Save. Also, I got house front. Can we name this Iquia? I don't know who I am. Who am I? Who am I? It's just Iquia, but slightly. All my games are just variations of I know or do not know who I am. Okay, so there's no camera orientation. All right, let's see. Does the name change? Cam helper. Oh, so when you link it. Did the camera not? Oh, I didn't export the camera. I need to export GLTF, include cameras, also lights. I think this is all fine. Bonk. Oh, it didn't crash. Okay. All right, so here we are. So it did actually work. So it looks like jank. It looks horrible. But for now, that's fine. Let's go back. The player didn't instantiate because, yeah, this is why. We will instead say if empty name strings.contains player. So if it's an empty and the name contains the string player, then we will instantiate the player there. All right, he's syncing. He's syncing. Look at him go. So he's syncing because it didn't create the collision mesh, which definitely should have happened. Let's see. Collision. Oh, I forgot. I have to export this. I have to set this in. Include custom properties. But I think for some reason it looks like each scene has its own like export information. Like if I save this and I make a new scene, the export information is not filled out. Or no, it's filled out now. I'm not sure. Oh, but remember is off? I don't know. That's weird. Let's go back to house front. Save this. Export one more time. Remember is on. These are on. New. Export GLTF. Remember is off. Yeah, all these things are off. So I don't know why they don't like save. I don't know. I guess I'll make a preset. So we want custom properties, cameras, punctual lights, apply modifiers. Yeah. Tetra. There we go. All right. So let's see how that goes. It would be too easy, I suppose. Yo, here we go. Here we are. Okay. So this is kind of working. This is kind of working. So we can walk around the streets. We're walking around. We're walking up on the sidewalk. This works pretty well. We probably want to, and it looks a little wonky because these tiles are huge. Yeah. So the scale is big. We want to basically just like half the entire thing. Is this the cam helper? This is the player. Okay. That's fine. So we'll then export this. I got an error in the GLTF exporter. Oh, I didn't know I could double. Oh no, not Spotify. No, not Spotify. Oh, wait, where'd the error go? Hold up. Hold up. Can you drag? I thought you could drag this down or drag this up and... I thought I remember there being like a panel that showed you stuff, like the errors. Is it info? Here we go. I'll restart Blender in a couple seconds. Property group changed during iteration. That's weird. Somebody is modifying their settings.items dictionary or whatever. I don't know. We will restart Blender because I don't want to report this if it doesn't happen again. All right, so I think we resized this already, right? Did we? Can we move it? There we go. I don't know if we did. We will save this and export and see if it does. Bruh. Blender, please. What? Okay. Bruh. That's all I can say is bruh. All right, now it's the right scale. Okay, cool. So this is working. This is definitely too small of a dip. I would like the dip to be more pronounced, please. I ordered a pronounced dip. Can we... Well, first of all, can this be, like, aligned? Can we snap this to selection to grid? There we go. And then grab all of these. And drop it by, like, that much. There we go. That's good. Give me a nice, like, solid, chunky drop. Export GLTF. Okay. I feel like that's a little bit too much, but that's fine. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's make it not quite as chunky, but that's what we're looking for. Now, we will grab this. We will, and honestly, this should probably be just like dead grass. It shouldn't be actual live grass. Oh, this isn't turned correctly. Oh, no, this isn't turned correctly. Okay. There we go. Yeah, this is a little too busy, but this is fine for now. All right, so we'll save. Let's add a cube. This will be our actual building. We will give it the same tile set, and we will give it a vertex paint. We will reset. Move it here. Okay, so this is going to be our beams, essentially. Yeah, okay, so we will begin working on it. Can I localize? Can I move this back? Can I grab this? Let's see, how do we want this to be shaped? We could just like go for the simplest possible implementation of this, where it's just like a big cube or something, but I don't know. I want some sort of architectural design here. It's supposed to be kind of like a, let's keep that open. It's supposed to be kind of an interesting design. Okay. Let's start with the roof. It needs to be a little bigger. I mean, it needs to be a little taller. Something like this. Move this down, scale it down like that. I think this is the scale of the player. He's 3 units tall, I believe. 2 units rather tall. So yeah, the door should be 3 units tall. Okay. Make the building stand on land like an oil rig on land. Make the building stand on the land like an oil rig? How would an oil rig? With massive metal stairs in the center. What? What? Why? I mean, like, oil rigs are very unique visually. Oof. Oil rig floats into Scottish coast. Oil rigs can float? I had no idea. I kind of like that idea though. So it's like it's suspended, and you have to like walk upstairs. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Okay, all right. Okay. What if it did? What if it did? I wonder if we can hold on. If we were to make this a little bit smaller and reposition it thusly. That kind of looks interesting. Not sure if it should be... Well, I kind of like that crown kind of look. We'll probably come back to this and like revisit the design, but this, for now, this is fine. Oh, metal stairs in the center on top. This is even harder to visualize. Well, let's keep working on it. Let's keep working on it. Let's see how this goes. All right, so we have the doorway, which means this needs to be further back. Can we get? Thank you. I kind of want it to be like segmented out into blocks or something. Something like this. And then like I'm purposely doing this blocky. Like I should actually be modeling this, but I'm just doing this in blocks, at least for now. Okay, so then we need to have this. These all need to be rotated. Okay, it's called block out for a reason. Apparently so. Give me a door texture. Door is gonna be taller or taller than it is wide. So either it needs to be 2 tiles or it needs to be 1 tile. I guess it needs to be 2 tiles. We will go with a gray door. Let's go for something else. Let's go for a green, purple door. I want kind of an ugly color for a door. Yeah, purple is kind of a weird color. Let's go for that. I know there's gonna be somebody who's like, my door is purple, you monster. And it's like, bro, I can't tell. I don't know. I don't know what your door is like. I'm just trying to get through the day. We will put something on the bottom here. Yeah, we'll just kind of mess. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I just want to kind of mess this up a little bit. Can I just make it smaller? There we go. Give me like can I get a... Yeah, just kind of a general grimy bottom. What happened here? Nobody knows. But that's the fun of making video games. Oh, beautiful. That's wonderful. Can I get there we go. Can we get some hinges? Just some like extremely noticeable hinges. With some greebles? I want greebles. I need greebles yesterday. I know the hinges should not be on the outside of the door, but let's just say for the sake of cool, interesting, it is. What is the building for anyway? It's basically this is the goal. Like you play a like a gang member, a gang person, gang person, a gang banger. Not really a gang banger, like a member of the mafia who's coming to collect money from this guy who lives in this house. And so you go in, and you're trying to, like, the character is kind of like a real piece of work, a real piece of garbage. But that's the fun, is basically seeing the character evolve as he goes through this kind of absurd house, trying to find this guy to collect his money. And as he goes, he basically learns more about himself and is like, well, maybe I can do something other than the worst work possible. Like, maybe there's more for me, even if I don't feel like even if I feel like there's nothing, I'm not worth it, I should try to be worth it. Like, I can do better. That's the general theme of the game, is one of self-discovery. That's the general idea we have here. Oh, and yes, Blackout. Yes, I have heard of Blackout. I could extrude the hinges a bit too. Yeah, that would be probably good to kind of give it a little bit of a physical shape, because it's a little plain currently. Let's see if we can kind of mess up the door handle a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, that's reasonably messed up. Not too messed up. You don't want it looking like a roll or something, like some sort of edible object. It needs to look like a messed up doorknob, which it does. It's good. Yeah, that's good. Just control, a very controlled. We want to be controlled. Just a little bit. Did I never check my phone? I did not. Is there? We're good? Okay, we're good. All right. Yeah, this is good. Let's mess up the door a little bit more. That's the most fun part of pixel art, is just messing stuff up, making things look believably messed up. Can we get some rust on here, maybe? Just like a little bit of rust here and there. Kind of eat away at this a little bit. Just just a smidge. Can we reverse that color order? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking nice and trash. This could be a little bit of a darker red, actually. Not that dark. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's beautiful. That color shifting, man. That color shifting. You know what? That's not quite there. Can we get a little bit of a redder thing? A little bit of a redder. A little bit of a redder. Oh, a little bit, just a little, no, just a little bit, so just a little red. Let's just not. It's too red. Can I get? This is fine, I guess. Well, that's fine. I want that kind of grim. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Let's call it fine. That's fine. But I do want kind of, we can do something a little bit different here and there. Okay, so we are, yeah, this is pretty solid, I think. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine for now. Yeah, this is. Well, I mean, we could do something a little bit like that. There we go. That's a little. Yeah, that's well. Well, that's fine. We'll go with this. This definitely looks like garbage. So let's go with that. We will pop this here. Can we get this to be? Is this a full door? It is. Can we just? It needs to be 4 big, 4 tall. If we're yeah, it needs to be at full length. So it needs to be this big. A player's too tall. So I think what we're gonna end up doing. Let me go back. What we're gonna end up doing is just cutting out like the bottom, this part. So we will move this up. We'll move the hinges up like that. This could be up and maybe a little smaller. Something like that. Okay, and then we'll just grab this portion, move that back, grab this, done. All right, that's 2, 4, 6. Okay, that's better. Seems a little wide, but that's okay. Just be right there. All right, better. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that's good. Can we? Put that there. Put that there. There we go. Can we grab all sides of this? And make it smaller. Wide door for wide Putin. Wide door for wide Putin. Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's a little bit of a wide door, yeah. But let's see how that shapes up. Why is it? Is it not? It is. Okay, well then why is this? Is this? I guess it's just taller. Okay. Can we get a? May I? Bonk. There we go. All right. So this is better. It needs some windows, so we'll do that next. We will grab actually these columns and put them here, like so. I guess something like this. And then we can grab a plane, rotate it. Something like that. Put that. Okay, yeah. This is getting there. This is really getting there, actually. I'm liking the way this is looking. Men's Warehouse. You like the way you look? You'll like the way you look, I guarantee it. How could you possibly guarantee that I'll like the way I look? Is that a money back guarantee, or are you just saying, like, are you just talking, or are you actually gonna give me back my money if I don't like the way I look? What if I go into your store and I don't like the way I look? But like, what is your game plan? What is your game plan if I walk into Men's Warehouse and I'm just like, I already don't like the way I look? What will you do? What will you do? Did they ever name is the guy is the man in the commercials for Men's Warehouse? Does he have a name? Do they say his name on screen, or does he just say, "You're gonna like the way I look"? I guarantee it. Because I know he says that, but like, is that a human? Is that a human being? Like, is he a guy? Like, is he like the owner of Men's Warehouse, or is he just a guy? I'm interested now. I never put much thought into Men's Warehouse, but I'm like, what are you gonna do, Men's Warehouse? What will you do if I don't like the way I look? Truly, the day of weeping and gnashing of teeth is upon you if I walk in and I say, I do not like the way I look. They say, sir, please. And I say, no, I do not like the way I look. And they just, tears start running down their face. Anyway, this is going well. We're making progress. This is basically like this is glass. For anyone who might be wondering what I'm doing. We will put this is maybe a little too bright. Can we just like, you know what? Let's maybe alternate. That looks stupid. Let's not alternate. We could maybe crib some of this color. That's this. Can I get this color? Yeah, that might work. Something like that. Okay. And then we'll just dunk. There we go. Can we get, what time is it? 11:39. Okay. Do we have a darker color? I do not think we have a darker color. I do not think we do. I think this is it. Copy this, put that there. Okay. So this is the general vibe we're going for here. We will yeah, that's fine. For now this is fine. I just get a little bit more shadow on that side. Thank you. It's called 3 dimensions. Get used to it. I don't know. It's called 3 dimensions. All right. Can we replace this with this? Thank you. Not everywhere, just here. Thank you. All right. Actually, that works well because then we could kind of like use this for anti-aliasing. Like so. There you go. And yep, that's basically it. All right, so this is going to be our glass. All right, yeah, this is getting more and more like, you know, this is looking more and more good. I feel like we could, yeah, it's definitely, you know what if we made it a little wider in the back? There's a little bit. There we go. Then we can just grab these two, move it back, rotate 180. And that's, yeah, this is a good start. This is definitely a good start. We will just put up a facade of a wall here. Oh, mesh symmetry. Oh, is that a new feature? Like, I know it's not really a new feature, but like, I haven't used mesh symmetry. Now it can accommodate more white politicians. That is true, I suppose. One half of the ground floor could be a garage. That's true, it could. Can I... There we go. Can we grab... Alright, so this is basically it. At least for now. Where is this? Is there a... Oh, it's this. Okay, I was wondering what's causing this problem. How is this not on position? Oh, I see. So I just delete that and position it. All right, yeah. So this is the general design, which is honestly not bad. It honestly feels brutalist and it looks, you know, visually interesting. Yeah, let's see how it actually turns out. It's gonna look probably pretty bad, but we'll call it passable for now. Kind of looks like a mausoleum. Kind of does. Kind of does, but it looks pretty interesting. We will give it a little bit more grass. Give it a little path. You know what? Let's do that. Yes, there we go. We can move it back a little bit. Let's move it back super far. There we go. So we're sitting at what? How many triangles are we looking at? Can I get a stat? Can I get a stat? Here we go. 180 plus 338. Okay, that's not very many. So this should be fine. Despite the fact that this could be a lot more optimized, this is not bad in terms of triangle counts. We'll give it a little bit of a yard. You know what? Let's make it an asymmetric yard just to make it a little bit more visually interesting. Okay, give it more on the front. All right. We'll make a fence. It's a cool building. Miguel Salceda says, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. We will make a gate, which is going to be just basically wrought iron, which will be something like this. Actually, it's going to be pretty tall because it needs to come 2 units up, I believe, because the player is... This is 1 unit, right? Or is this... Wait, let's see. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Well, let's design the fence here. So this is going to be 2 dimensions. I'm trying to think of how this would be. Something like that. Yeah, lower, wider base. There we go. Can we get dark gray instead? Thank you. Oh, this is gonna be delicious. Yeah, I think this might need to be a little bit brighter. You can replace this dark purple with a dark gray, and then we can use a dark purple here. Oops. Something like this. Alright. Let's see. Just want to see how my camera's doing since I've been streaming. It does feel vaguely warm, but not like... not bad. Wrong camera. There we go. Yeah, messed up the view. But yeah, I think it does feel vaguely warm, but not too shabby. Does your engine support transparency? Yes, that was added recently. It does support transparency. The way it works is we can kind of make it a little bit messed up a little, just a little bit. We can also use this color. Hold on, I'm not lost in the sauce, but I'm concentrating. I will answer your question momentarily. Do I want it to be like that? I guess this kind of works. No, I think it's probably better to just leave it totally flat. Yes, it supports transparency. The way it works is basically when you set something to be transparent, it renders after, well, there's three possibilities. One is opaque, where it just renders normally. One is transparent, where it's fully transparent and it renders after every opaque object and renders from back to front. The third option is clip transparency, where basically it renders to the depth buffer like this. Rather than just drawing the triangle, it draws the triangle modulated by the alpha. So the depth buffer is transparent. I guess it doesn't really matter for this specific purpose for this, but just to answer your question, yes, it does support transparency, and it supports a few different options. Miguel says, I have a kind of non-related question. Feel free to ask. Famous last words. Sure. I'm following your game development adventures and was wondering how much financial success have you achieved in these adventures? Not much, to say the least. Not enough. I'll say, put it that way. And by enough, I mean like enough to live off of doing this. This basically, I have savings I've been using for this purpose. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes if I can kind of like, make something out of it. But so far, it hasn't been like incredibly successful, but I've made sales on like master plan, and it's a lot of fun, of course, to work on master plan and anything else. But I haven't seen like a lot of like fundamental returns on my investment. But I mean, you know, it can take time. So I'm not really sweating it, but I probably should be sweating it. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm not sure how far down I want this shadow to go. I feel like maybe just, yeah, maybe just through there and then kind of die out. Thanks for the reply. No problem. Yeah, let's call this done. As I add more detail. I'm an imbecile, but hey, this looks pretty good. All right, let's go with that. All right, so let's go back to Blender. Let's reload. Okay, so here's how this is gonna go. We're gonna make do something like this. We're gonna actually separate it. We're actually gonna make this set clip or transparent. Alpha blend. Yes, it answered your question. Fantastic. Excellent. Carl says, it looks fantastic. I love pixel art. Great. Excellent to hear. Yeah, it's good. I think I don't like that these colors are the same, the ground and the fence. So I'm going to change these colors from gray to something else. Either it could be dark or it could be just like a different color like bronze. And I think that's maybe what I'll do is make it maybe something like this. Nah, it has to be. Something like that. Yeah, let's try that. All right, let's export this as a GLTF and see how it looks in game. Hopefully it'll work first try, basically. Actually, I just realized that the fence I don't think would be... Oh, it does. Okay, so then yeah, hopefully it'll work first try. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. This is basically how it should look. Okay. So it did kind of work first try. Also, I forgot to fix this ground. There's a green strip somewhere in this tile. Isn't there a green strip down the side somewhere? Here. There we go. Also, I never modulate this here. There we go. All right, so that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Looks a little janky because the tiles are so huge, but if we triangulate them or subdivide them a little bit more, it'll look not so bad. Grass could be a little better. Yeah, not bad, not bad. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to delete this sun lamp, and I believe if we do that, it should show up as pure darkness, I believe. Yeah, okay. Cool. So then what we're going to do now is we're going to add an object, which we will make an empty. It doesn't have to be anything. We'll place it somewhere up here. It will be ambient light. And we will make it, we'll just do this the easy way and say R is going to be... Actually, I think there's a way to make this a color, I believe. Let me take a look here. Blender custom property color. Colors custom property. There we go. custom add-on. I thought there was a way to do this, like where it just, you can basically create a custom property that appears as a color. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's go back. I think it's possible. Let me go back here. Color. Because there is base color texture. I thought I remember, doesn't the color get exported? Or am I mistaken? Metallic, roughness, index. I thought there was a color like RGB value that gets exported from materials. Let's take a look at the GLTF specification. Materials. Physically based rendering, base color. Yeah, okay, base color factor. So it should export the color if possible. So we can do this maybe this way. We'll add a cube. Doesn't really have to be anything. And we'll call this ambient light. And we'll give it a color. For now, we'll just set it to be blue. Save. Export. GLTF. Let's see, ambient light. Okay, yeah, base color factor. And I think material in Tetra does have a color. Material does not have a color. Thought it did. Do objects have colors? Objects do have colors. Okay, that might explain the problem. All right, what we'll do, we'll need to add color to material. When we make a new material, color will be something like that. When we clone, new mat.color equals material.color.clone. All right. And then when we go to, let me actually load up Tetra. Because apparently I completely neglected to actually load this. And this is actually very useful right now. So we will just have a visual representation of it. Dramatic says, I hate Git so much. Okay. I mean, Git is fine. It's not as easy as it could be, but it's like, it's not as easy as it could be, but it's okay. Unless you mean GLTF. GLTF is kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of an annoying. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, it works. At least it works pretty solidly. All right, so material, we have color. We're adding color, and then GLTF loader. We need to actually pass that. So, what's the name of the color standard? Let's see. Hold on. sRGB. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll have to convert the color, I think, to sRGB. Love GLTF, hate Git though. Love Git. Different people are loving or hating Git and GLTF interchangeably. All right. So what we're gonna do here, we need to load the material. So GLTF mat dot TVR metallic roughness base color factor is for float 32s. So we need to do this. So we're just gonna go bonk, save, GLTF or new mat dot color R equals this. Color is float 32s. Yeah, so we can just pass it directly. And then we have to convert it. So R, G, B, and A. Is it 4? It is. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then new mat.color.convert to sRGB. I believe that should be good enough to get going. Then when we go to camera to actually render the color, we need to take into account the color of the material, which should be depth. I don't care about rendering depth. Here. So we want to, so I have a color blending function that gets called that basically blends the color of the model, which is this, where basically it blends the color of the model. We'll do if model.material is not equal to nil, then color m.scale model.mesh.material color. All right, so that should kind of get us what we want it to, how we want this to work. Let's see if it really messes with anything. If we go to stress, try this first. See if the example works. All right, everything looks the same. Wait, what's our FPS like? It shouldn't be too bad. It should be basically the same. Yeah, 42, 35, yeah. All right, so that's the same. If we go back to shapes, does everything look the same? There we go. Cool. Everything looks the same. All right. So now if this works, let's actually go to shapes. If this works, we should be able to then grab this and change the color. Can we use principled? Yeah. For the base color, can we just have it be like blue? Save, export. So it should be blue tinted yellow and stuff, I think. Yes. Okay, so vertex painting is still working, but the colors are tinted blue. All right, so yeah, that's correct. That's correct. This is a different material, so that's rendering correctly. All right, so there, everything's the same. Everything works as it should. Save. Export GLTF. We're good. So yeah, it's loading, cloning. So we're pushing that into the model mesh material. I guess that's fine. Yeah, shapes, nothing changed there. All right, adding material color. Annotator says, hello there. Hello. All right, so that's basically what we need. Now we come over here to back to the game, and we should be able to basically read the material color of the ambient light. The whole point of that was basically we go to scene. We can, when we initialize, we say if in dot name is equal to ambient light, or I guess we could just say if strings dot contains ambient light, mat equals in dot Tetra3D dot model dot material, and then we say scene dot scene graph dot add, or root dot add children new ambient light, and then we can say mat dot color R, color G, mat B, mat A, energy. What would we say is the energy here? Does it have alpha? We can say it's alpha. Matte dot color A. Oh, is it just RGB and energy? Okay, cool. All right, so this, if it works, and I think it should, this should allow us to basically use this to control how, control the general, well, I guess we could just say the energy's 1. That's fine. Because the energy, we can use this value to just change the brightness. All right, so we save, we export GLTF. And let's see if it works. There it is. Yeah, it does. So now everything's kind of blue. All right, so if we want it to be brighter, actually there's no way to do that because the energy is directly tied to the, yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it so that it reads matte color A, but we multiply it by 10 just so we can kind of see what it would look like if it was like absurdly blue. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's what we're trying to see if it how it would look. I forgot I could rotate the scene. Yeah. All right, so yeah, we don't actually need that. We'll leave it the way it is. And we'll just tweak this to be like give us like a nice gray. A nice dark gray. Blue. Yeah. Save, export, GLTF. Thank you very much. And now we got a little pretty solid stuff. Something a little, yeah, a little dark, little dreary. The door is massive, absolutely massive. Like, good lord. We're getting some tearing, some visual. What's going on with the depth texture? Oh, I think it's backface culling. Yeah. I think backface culling is on. I think, is that what's the issue? Backface culling is on. I thought it was off. And yeah, I'm not sure why it's looking so bad. Annotator says, I was wondering if you use any specific articles or books for setting up your physics code, or if it's just off the top of your head. This needs to be backface culling off. Let me do that before I forget. Backfaces. There we go. Pack depth into RGBA 8. Yeah, pack depth. That's exactly what I ended up doing. I used no articles for setting up my physics. Or no, that's completely incorrect. I used a variety of articles for. What did I use? No articles? Oh no, wait. I used a lot of articles for physics stuff. One of them that was pretty useful was let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to remember. This one, gdbooks.getbooks.io, which is, I don't know why I separated this actually. There we go. Yeah, this one has a few different resources for getting the closest point on a triangle, checking for collision between different shapes. This is pretty useful. There's parts that are a little weird, I believe. So like if you try to implement this directly, you might run into some weird things. But I basically already had the elements before I started doing intersection testing. So in that sense, it was kind of like, you know, I already have you know, my program. I already have my triangles and my meshes and stuff, and so I'm just kind of adapting this for my own purposes. But this is the general approach I took. Is it kind of aligns with this. I'll put that in the link. Godot, yeah. Lucretia says, great resource. I like looking at Godot's source for this kind of stuff. That's true. I should have looked at Godot's sources, because that would have definitely helped me out, I think, for some things. Oh, I was like, what's up with the shadows? So this is where transparency kind of comes into play, because I think what's going on is the mesh, the player is standing on top of the Shadow. Wait, let me actually go back. Hold on. Yeah, this needs to be blend mode. This is the shadow. Yeah, this needs to be blend mode alpha blend. That was the issue. There we go. Support that. I think that was part of the issue. But yeah, that's a great resource. There's others as well that I used. That didn't solve anything. Whatever. I'll fix it later. This is. Oh wait, did I? Maybe I didn't export this. Maybe I didn't export this. Let's see. Export. ELTF. Export. Yes. Okay. So it's not oh, that's right. By default, it doesn't load backface, like the backface settings. So we're gonna go ahead, and when we go to load asset, we actually want load backface filling to be true. Because by default, meshes don't have backface culling, and it's weird that they don't. So there we go. That's better. Yeah. All right. That's functional. It's not perfect, but it's functional. This door is massive, though. This needs to be fixed. Also, there's no collision on this. I'm not sure why. Yeah, because we definitely have depth, but for some reason you can see through this triangle. And we're drawing triangles in order of distance to the camera. So I'm not sure why you can like phase through triangles sometimes, so why you can see through them. But I think I have a general idea of why this might be happening. Yeah, I think I have a general idea. You making the type of games I like. Glad to hear it, because hopefully it'll work out better than it's working out so far. I mean, it's working out okay. It's working out okay. We get a string. Yeah, triangles. Save. Yeah, so I think the issue here is these are like really pushing to the boundary of the texture. So we're gonna try making it just a little bit smaller, even just like, let's not snap to pixels for this. Just even like a millimeter smaller might make a huge difference. We'll see if that makes that makes the difference. Yeah, it's also like way too big. So we'll just, you know what? We'll just make it literally half the size. Yeah, save. Something like that. All right, we'll export this, GLTF, export. This is way too dark, I think, as well. Can we get like a little bit brighter? Can we export that? GLTF, yes, please. Can we also go to scene? Can we also scene dot camera dot, or do I have draw camera clear? Excuse me. Oh, that's what I need to do. Okay. Clear color should be Tetra3D.color. And then here we say clear scene.clear color. Hold on. Clear color new clear color. So yeah, clear color equals matte color clone. Scene.camera.color texture. Draw or fill. Scene.clear color. There we go. Can we get fog? We'll do fog next. If there's ambient light, then we'll do fog. There we go. Okay, so now it's clearing to the ambient color. I think that's pretty good. All right, so wait, hold on. There's backface calling. So I think we just need to actually just like delete the faces that are not visible. I think that's really the missing step here. Otherwise, this is largely correct. We just have to clean up kind of like the unnecessary triangles. There's some like jank like lines. There's two ways to solve this. One, the right way, is to just resize the texture so that, you know, the plane UV values, so that it's a little bit smaller on the tile. The other possibility is to just render the scene at a larger resolution and then scale it down to get if we want the same resolution, which I kind of do. All right, so that's good. Let's get some fog in here for maximum Silent Hill. Lucretia says it's a little creepy, like it's a vibe. Looks like one of those haunted game things on YouTube, like Petscop. Kind of, yeah. It's not. It's gonna be a little creepy, but not like haunted or anything like that. It's not gonna be anything anything aggressively unappreciable, aggressively like demonistic or anything like that. It's just gonna be creepy. But it's gonna be creepy, but not like aggressively creepy. Not horror, but maybe like tense. Like yeah, not something where you cower in fear, but something where you merely are shaking in your boots. You're not gonna get scared out of your socks, but your socks will be moist because of the sweat on your feet. That kind of vague thriller, yeah. Okay, so this is working. We want some fog, so we'll do that here. We'll say scene.camera. Camera's set up here, yeah. Camera.fog. Or no, scene.scenegraph. Fog. Mode. Can we get a Tetra3D fog? Can I get overwrite? Yeah, overwrite. Fog color is just going to be scene.clearcolor.clone. I guess just scene.clear color. There we go. I don't know if I want moist socks. I don't think anyone wants moist socks. Yo, there it is. Okay, this is clearly an issue. Is this a clip? I think yeah, it's not clip. Okay, that might be part of it. So that's an issue we have to solve. I didn't even realize that this was an issue. I thought this might have been, but I kind of forgot. All right, but this is pretty good. This is pretty good. We'll keep working on it. So this should be clip, I suppose. We'll make this clip alpha. Export this GLTF. Yes, please. Thank you. The other thing is that the transparency is like adding. Yeah, that solved that. But yeah, the transparency is like adding. So we'll have to see why that's happening. I'll have to see. This is pretty good. I think I want the far to be closer so that yeah, I think if we made the far closer, then the fog would look more aggressive. Fog's 20, or the far is 20. Yeah, far should be like basically the tip of the. Because if it rotates, can I? There we go. Something like 15. I think it was 20 before. Yeah, that's too far. Can we get like? Yeah. Try something like that. Save, export, see how that goes. Way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. Can we get 15? Well, 12. Well, all right. So like 14 end is fine, but then we could just make the. We can adjust how aggressive the fog is. Scene grab fog range. Is the okay? Fog range. I kind of forgot how this works. Fog range is the depth range at which the fog is active. It consists of two numbers. The first indicating the start, and the second the end in terms of total depth of the near. Far clipping plane. Let me adjust that. The numbers, two numbers ranging from 0 to 1. The first indicates the start of the fog and the second the end in terms of the total depth of the near far clipping range. The default is 0, 1. Okay, there we go. So, if we wanted it, let's see. Hold on, let's go back and look a little bit again. Let's say that the fog shouldn't start so aggressively, because I mean you're already like submerged in the fog by the time you get to the player's model. So let's say the fog mode, or fog range, is instead. Honestly, let's just do like that. Fog range. There we go. Fog range is, let's say it starts 40% in and then goes to 1 out. 100% out. It crashed. I think that's actually because the shader doesn't expect that. Let's see. Oh, I need the other camera. Can I get the, yeah, Tetra3D camera? Fog range. Fog range is 2 float. Fog range uniforms. Okay, I don't think, I think it has to actually be, let's go back. Yeah, I think it actually has to be a slice. It can't be an array. So we'll just do it like that. That's fine. There we go. All right, so we got a little bit of fog, but it's not super aggressive until you get it kind of close. All right, that's good. We can kick it back a little bit and maybe kick it. That's fine. That's fine. So we still need to solve the transparency issue, which I think it's worth solving. It definitely shouldn't happen. It's like fogging even when it's not like it shouldn't, like the fog should only work on the alpha aggressively alpha, or the alpha, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but anyway, I think I know what the problem is. But overall, this is not bad. Yeah, okay. All right. You know, you add a little vertex color, you know, for shading, and then you end up with a nice little scene. We will have to build this out a little bit so that we like remove faces that don't need to be there. As an example, like these or those. But overall, this is not bad. Honestly, I guess we could just remove these entirely and just stretch those up. Just grab these corners or faces and then just move it up like that. And then you can just move this slab back, and that's roughly the same thing. Can we just like make it a little bit bigger? There we go. Something like that. This, you know what? Let's be a little nice and actually like make this an interesting. Yeah, an interesting thing. We'll just put a window here on this side. Oh my gosh, hold on. No, wait. Hold on. Did I shifted something so that, right? And then, oh, is it control? Okay, that's, anyway, I'm confusing myself. We want to grab like, yeah, one of these guys. Move it down here. Can I? Yeah, okay. Grab this, move it over here. Grab this, move it over here. Grab that, move it down. We snap that to a grid. Thank you very much. All right. Interesting. Yeah, we can make it a little bit more interesting by sliding this baby out. Not too far, but a little bit for a windowsill. Rotate this 90 degrees. Yeah. So this is overall a good start. It's a good start. It's a good start. We're you know, we're getting there. The shape is a little basic, but that's fine. I wonder if we could, yeah, we could also sit this down like that. Kind of like that. Maybe something like that. Something like that. Export this as a GLTF. Hold on for a second. Okay. So we will export this GLTF. All right. TJK says, for a second, I thought you built a modeler inside of Tetra3D. No, I'm not that insane. I'm not that insane. All right, but this is good. Obviously, there's visual glitches here because there's no depth testing. There's no depth rendering for for faces in between. Like if two faces are in the same object, we can't test the depth texture because all of those faces have to draw before they get pushed to the depth texture. So that's why it looks so bad. We can solve this by just like modeling this properly and not having so much intersection. So we'll do that later once we kind of know what this is kind of like looking like. But this is okay. This is all right. Now it's too small. It's crazy. All right, so this was too big. That's too small. Can we get like a 1.5? Give me a 1.5er, and then just like. That feels a little better. A little better. Okay. Yeah. Feels appropriately Mega Man Legends. Time to use the measuring tools. Yeah, it should be fine, but for some reason it wasn't fine. This is better. Yeah, this is fine. All right, we got collision. That's good. All right, so yeah, once we get this like modeled instead of just using cubes, this will be solid. This will be pretty good. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty solid. Let's fix this issue as the last thing we do on stream. I'm pretty sure this is happening because when we go to render, really when we get to the fog here, we're doing this. We probably need to multiply this by the color textures alpha. Or I guess I could just do it like this to make it easy. Or no, wait. No, yeah. We need to multiply it by the color texture alpha. I ended up going with rule 1 unit equals 1 meter for my project. Yeah, that's correct. That's what I do as well. Okay, so everything looks the same in this example. That's what I do as well. I'm not sure why I lost sight of that. And that solved the issue. Okay. That was easy enough. Let's test this out. I want to make sure this is actually working. Let's say this fog starts from 0 and then goes to like maximum at 40% in. I want to see if the player character and the shadow is like properly. Yeah, okay, it's working. Dude, heavy fog. That's crazy. Like what if the fog was just this insane? Oh lordy. I guess we would probably get rid of the light, you know, as the player's walking around. But this is really good, actually. This is really good. Yeah, we're sitting at sub 2 milliseconds draw. That's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like I could fix this partially, because basically the way that we determine whether a triangle is close or far is where are we at? The way we determine whether a triangle is close or far to the camera is transform vertices. Here. Basically, we transform all the vertices, and then we say the closest depth is basically the z, like the distance to the camera, for each vertex, and then we just divide that by 3. That's fine, but I think the right way to do it is probably like this one should draw last. This triangle should draw last because this triangle is on top. Like it should draw this one, then it should draw this one. And this one. So yeah, you get these kind of visual glitches. Let's see if there's an alternate way of doing this, because I remember I did this a different way. Can I examine the commit? Can I open? I do not wish to open all the changes. I just want to open yeah, reveal a commit in sidebar. It did not do it. May I see the open? Is it this one? Can I look at it? Open changes with working file. Open changes. Here, this is it. This is it. Okay, so this is how we used to do it. So let's try this approach again. I want to see how it looks. Something like that. I want to see. Oh, this is the wrong one. I want to see how this result looks when it comes to rendering this kind of a model that's like visually kind of jacked up. Okay, I think it might be that the order is off. Yeah, it might be the order is off. Let's see if it is greater than. If I recall correctly, depth issues typically require a second buffer, and the sorting is dealt with at the pixel level. Yeah, that would be ideal, but unfortunately, this isn't a like. Oh no, that is drastically incorrect. Should be that. And we are sorting according to the closest depth. Yeah. Where did I transform? Closest depth. This might be it. This is because sometimes triangles can get into weird paradoxical cases that simply sorting at the triangle level doesn't solve. Yeah, I completely agree and understand. It's just that this is the fastest way to do it. There's no way I can do it at a pixel level because, well, let me think. I don't think I can do it at a pixel level. Maybe for low resolutions I can do it, but I think if this was going to be just like a general renderer, I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, I don't think it's an option, unfortunately. So I think this is actually working correctly. It's just basically this triangle is closer because the top triangle, let me pull this up. Like if you're looking at the scene like this cube is composed of this triangle here. Let's just do it like that. So this cube is composed of these two triangles, this one and this one. This vertex is closer, right? Than, let's say, well, no, this vertex is closer than, let's say, well, yeah, it should actually. I'm trying to see why this is happening, because like this vertex is closer than, I guess it's not. I guess that's the issue. Like this vertex is closer than this vertex, so this one draws on top. Or I guess this, like basically we're sorting by vertices, and it's not working. It's not working correctly. Subdividing might help. Yeah, kind of. How are we drawing the screen? Okay, wait. So going back to your question, TJK, Tetra3D has shaders. It uses shaders to basically do depth testing for between objects. So if you're testing depth between two objects, it does work with shaders, and it does work well. As you can see, there is a depth texture that's basically, encoding depth in the RG and V channels of the view of the scene. So that works really well, and you don't have depth issues, with things intersecting. Like you can see the player's foot goes through the fence, the gate. That's perfectly fine. I mean, like in terms of visuals, like it should do that. The issue kind of comes in between objects. That's the issue. But Tetra3D does have shaders, kind of. It has vertex programs that can run on the vertices or clip space vertices of a mesh, and I still have to add the ability to actually do fragment shaders for meshes or materials if you wanted to, like, can't think of the word. What's the word? Desaturate. If you wanted to like desaturate an object, or change the texture, like animate, whatever. If you wanted to use a Kage shader on a material, you should be able to do that. And I'd like to add it. I just haven't done it yet. So this is actually working fine. We might just need to subdivide it and properly model it, but this is working fine. So I guess we'll go back to the previous. There it goes. To the previous implementation of this. Not that. This is fine. But this implementation is fine. It basically just averages out the closest depth. So triangles are sorted according to closest depth, but averaged out. So if you have a triangle like this, where it's like, super close, super far, it's a little bit further back compared to another triangle that might be like, right here, where it's like, oh yeah, it's, closer to the camera. Is it something that could be first rendered to a lower resolution texture than hardware accelerated inputting? Or how are we drawing the screen? I'm not sure what you mean. How are we drawing the screen? We're drawing the triangles. I'm not sure if that's what you mean. We're drawing the triangles. This is the wrong scene. We're drawing each triangle for each mesh to the depth texture first. Basically comparing we're using the vertex. We encode the depth to the camera in the vertex colors of the triangles that we send to the GPU. So that's the depth paths. We basically encode the depth into the render. So it's like drawing, the landscape, or it draws the player, then it draws the landscape, and it's like, okay, when we draw the landscape, we compare the depth texture against what's already, or the depth that we have against what's already there on the player, right? So the player has its own, let me just back up. We render the depth to a depth texture. We compare the depth when rendering to what's already in the depth texture, and we discard those triangles or those pixels, those fragments, once we basically do that depth test. And then when we draw the color texture, we do the same thing, where we basically look to see if there's something on the depth texture for the current object. So there's like a color intermediate, a color texture, a depth intermediate, and a depth texture. When you render an object, it draws to the depth intermediate, then it draws to the depth texture if it's closer. The color intermediate does the same thing. It checks the color, the depth intermediate to see if there's something there, and then draws basically a piece of the object as necessary, and then we draw the rest to the color texture. So it's like it's multifaceted. It's not the greatest approach. I did it this way mostly out of necessity because Ableton doesn't support multiple. Like you can't have a shader use two different images of different sizes. It just won't work. You have to have basically all images in all textures that you pass to a shader have to have the same size. So that's a little frustrating. You know, that basically means that you can't do like one or two passes. You have to do like 4 different renders to kind of get it, or 2 renders, but 4 different, like render composite, rather than just rendering and compositing or something similar. But you know, that's just the way it is. All right, so it is time to go. I'm tired, I'm hungry. Not really tired, I'm hungry. I don't know what we'll do here. I don't know why this triangle is even drawing on top, because it's definitely further away. So there might be something that I need to do. There's triangles like definitely rendering when they should not be. So it might just be that my algorithm is kind of just jank. Which if it is, that's fine. I can fix it. I've gotten this far, and this is not far. This is a pretty far distance. I'm happy with, you know, where I am. It's just it takes more time. It takes more work. But once we get it, it'll be a solid 3D renderer. Like it already is pretty good. It already is a 3D game. We just have to work on it some more. Yeah, so this has been a lot of fun. It's been enjoyable. We managed to get a nice little cool scene out of this. We will something like this, give you a little bit of a something like that. There we go. And then, I mean, once we get like everything squared away, it's going to be pretty sick when we do, you know, vertex painting and stuff like that. Where we just go like bonk, bonk. It didn't actually. Is it not drawing the vertex color? It's weird. Why isn't it drawing? Oh, add mix. There we go. So yeah, once we get, can we get maybe like 30? Once we get it, you know, really good, it's going to be pretty sick when we do something like this to get like, you know, shadows, and, you know, when we, you know, like actually get some, when we actually get there, like once we get there, it's going to be pretty sick. It's going to look pretty good, I think. Yeah, like that's pretty good for actual lighting, for faking lighting. Yo, a visual glitch. Interesting. So it looks like it's like not, it's overriding the depth that's there. Yeah, I like that vertex shading. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're working on it. It's gonna be sick once it's done. I have no real doubts about that. I think it's gonna be ridiculous. But yeah, like just a little bit of vertex shading, you know, just some like fancy, you know, fancy lighting, and the game will look fantastic, and people will be sick. People will be physically sick because it's like, whoa, this is ridiculous. But yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I forgot to copy these little bits. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, it's gonna be good. We just have to actually finish. We just gotta keep working on it. Just stick with it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune. It's been real. It's been fun. And I hope to keep working on this game, whatever the heck this is gonna be called. I don't know, but it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, if you want to support development, please, or my content creation in general, please check out my links in the description, which contain like my Patreon, my itch page, Steam, all that stuff. And check out the Discord as well, so you can kind of stay up to date. But yes, it's been enjoyable. I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time with more work, more stuff, more music, more art, more games, more programming, more everything. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you next time.